All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. We are not going to waste your time. We have a very special guest with us today. For anybody new here, hi, I'm Maggie. You may know me from my cooking channel. I make food and femininity content, and we have none other than Miss Rhea Daniels from Papierdoll Factory here. Rhea, please reintroduce yourself to the class.
In Maggie, Rhea Daniels, founder of Papierdoll Factory. What do? We help people learn how to leverage their personal style in order to attain the life they want.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you all have been following me, you probably saw me get all glammed up this past Sunday for an event. So I'll give you all a quick story time as to how we got there, how I called Rhea for an emergency. But tonight she is going to teach how her process on not only getting me ready, but what you all need to do when you have special events. So if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. Rhea will answer them. So as a content creator, I have a YouTube channel and many others, and I'm part of a YouTube community where they have all types of events for us to network. Some of them are virtual, some of them are in person. So I received an email. Okay, it was a few weeks ago inviting me to a ball. I have never been to a ball, y'all. And so I panicked. And the first person I called was like, Rhea, what do I do? And she went directly into action. So, Rhea, tell us about your approach to helping your clients and how you helped me even begin to get ready.
Oh, great question. Great question. I think one thing I want to mention up front is I know you, right? We are familiar. We have a relationship. So that's super important as well. So it was easier, I would say, for me to help you get ready for this event just because I'm familiar with your style. I'm familiar with your channel. I'm familiar with your aspirations. I'm familiar with where you've come from and where you are now. So all of those elements made it easier for me to help you get ready for this event. So I was super excited for you because you do a great job on your YouTube channel, connecting with people. You're super charming, super informative. And then, so I felt like my job, so my gift and my mission is to help people show up visually equally as great as they do technically, right? So that's my aspiration and goal. So you're putting all, you're putting in all this work, in the foundation and editing videos and content and meeting people and so on and so forth. That's not my part. My part is when it's time for you to go to those events or show up online or share behind the scenes, that you're doing so in a way that attracts the right people to you so that you can benefit from obviously opportunities that you probably never thought about. So it was super exciting, and I thank you for the opportunity to help you. So for
For
me,
me,
shopping is, a pleasure.
oh my goodness. And you all, we probably couldn't be more different in this area. You can tell that Rhea is very passionate about this space, always has been, always will be. Me, admittedly, I'm like, why can't I just go like me? And Rhea was like, no, 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 you are going to go to an event. She has a quote that I love about being a 10 and being a 2. So I would love for you to share that and then talk about, you started asking me, what are you going to wear? What is the venue? Do you have a clutch? Do you have shoes? Do you have a makeup artist? And my mind just started melting. Can you talk to us a little bit about that preparation?
Absolutely. And the quote that she's mentioning, it's about, and this happens often with people that are magic. I call them your magic, right? Whatever magic it is you do, you've put in time, energy, resources, certifications. You're, investing in mastermind groups, right? You're doing all of the groundwork to kind of develop your brand or to develop yourself professionally. So you've done all of those things and you invested in communication. So now you're a master. You're a master at your craft. So you're a 10. What's important is when you show up to events, and all events are important, not necessarily just a gala or a ball. All events are important because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know if you're going to go to, a happy hour or a birthday party for one of your friends and meet the next person that's going to be to invest in your business, right? Or your potential partner, or there's just astronomical, opportunities for people, for you to meet people, and for people to help change and shape your life. So you want to make sure that technically you're a 10, but you also want to think about how you look visually. People are visual. Before they have the opportunity to talk to you, to find out, what's incredible and unique about you, they're going to see you from across the room, on social media, on your website, or, any other avenue. So I think it's super important for us to leverage our physical presence so that we take up mental real estate in other people's minds. We take up
Take up
space,
space,
right? They're
right?
like,
They're like,
who is
who
that?
is?
Maybe I
Maybe
have
I have
time to
time
meet
to.
her or him. Maybe I don't, because I'm, networking. There's 1,000 people in the room, but I'm going to remember this person that came in because they came in with a quiet confidence, and people can tell if you're confident or not, no matter what you have on, right? But that quiet confidence in the way that you move, and when you look good, you move differently. You walk differently. There's a different look. There's a different cadence to your steps. If you really watch the video, and maybe Maggie, you want to go back and watch your own video. I know you, and I see, we worked together before, so I know how you walk in a room. You walked differently in that little intro video, right? When you were coming around the corner, you were like, hey, this is my outfit and this is what's going on in the space. You walked differently. So there was a quiet confidence that was like, oh, now she's intriguing, right? I don't know who she is. I don't know where she's from. I don't know what she does. But it might be worth my time to figure out who this is and, make my way over to her and speak to her first and have an organic conversation. So there's power in your presence.
Y'all, this is so true. And if you didn't see the video, Rhea actually asked me to put this together, you all. And I wanna talk a little bit about what Rhea said, because admittedly, this is not my strong suit. This is Rhea all day. And yes, I told her to take her bow because this was her creation. So a couple of things that Rhea said, and yes, I see you all in the chat. David Hunty says you never get a second chance to make a great impression.
Beautiful.
You all are coming in and saying hello. I see Rhea's got some people in here too. It's your girl Kim. Thank you so much for being here. And Lisa
Yes.
says Maggie looked fabulous. I have to be honest. And Rhea and I have worked together before. Those of you all that know, she's been here before, and we talked about how she got me the closet cleanse. She did, my personal style, and really helped me think about the image that I want to leave behind. And one of the things I struggled with is I was one of those that just kind of wear the same thing everywhere. And I never forget, Rhea said, it's really important that you consider the event, the venue, the purpose of where you're going. Can you talk a little bit about why that's important in choosing what you're going to wear? And then we can move on to that part.
Okay, absolutely. It's really, really about comfort, but not just comfort. Comfort is important because people are going to be able to tell if you're uncomfortable. But the other thing that you want to consider is your audience. Who are these people? Where are they coming from? How might they be able to help you get to wherever you're trying to get to? Right? So you want to think about your audience. So the my business is called Papierdoll Factory for a reason. It's called Papierdoll Factory, and it's about who do you need to be today. You are still Maggie, right? Still food and femininity, no matter what you have on, where you're going, and who you're meeting, right? So that is solid, that is foundational. It's really about who's in the room. Are these casting directors? Are these CEOs of companies that you might want to become an affiliate marketer for? Are they colleagues that are content creators that you might want to build partnerships with, right? So you really want to think about the room that you'll be entering. And so it doesn't take away from your uniqueness and your fire and the light that you carry. It's really about who do you need to be today. So if you're on the soccer field with your kids, you are still you, but you're going to have something different on as opposed to when it's time to go to a gala. And you're going to have something different on when it's time to go to a simple networking event. And you're going to have something different on when you're in the DR, right, on vacation, right? You're still the same person, but it's about how you project. And people are complex and beautiful and masterful, and they have layers. So I feel like your wardrobe should have layers too.
That is so good. Yes, your wardrobe should have layers. So let's talk wardrobe. So I
Okay.
sent Rhea the invitation that I received from YouTube.
Yes.
Talked about this gala. I've never been to a gala, y'all. I always say I'm a small town girl. I don't know what's going on most of the time, but Rhea was determined. She was like, "We've got this. You've got this."
Yes.
So she started asking me about certain accessories that I have that we have repurposed from other events that she's dressed me for. And then
Mhm.
she talked about different colors that she wanted to see me in. She picked a variety of dresses and sent me links from Dillard's and other places. Can you talk a little bit about your approach when you're styling someone, what you're thinking of, and how it was so easy for you to say, here are three choices, and I was still putting it together?
Right. So once again, it's about I know you, right? And I know your silhouette. And like I said, I've worked with you before. And for you in particular, I'm going to say color is your friend. You want to wear reds. You want to feel warm and inviting. So a gray won't do too much for you. You in particular, just because you've got cooler undertones. And so I know that. So I'm like, ooh, she needs a red, a yellow, a orange, a turquoise, a fuchsia. Right. So number one, that was important. The color, because that was going to draw people to you. Right. So then it was about the silhouette, right? Should it be figure skimming? Should it be an A line, so super flowy, princess like? Or, should it be something that's more body conscious, right? So I was like, ooh, I know Maggie, this is not, something that she does all the time. So it was important for me to make sure that you felt comfortable because I would be able to tell, right? People would be able to tell, like, hey, she's just kind of dressed up, but she's uncomfortable. So I was like, let's go with figure skimming. So nothing too tight, showed off your curves, beautiful color, flowy, comfortable. And so we landed on that, the Red Beauty, which I think is amazing. It was amazing, an amazing choice. And it really fit perfectly. And I know you've got like video of when we were in the dressing room trying things on. And of course, I bought two sizes. So I always buy your size and then I'll buy a size up, especially for specialty apparels. Because sometimes it's a little bit smaller. So I bought two sizes. So you want to show the video of you trying on the
And the
outfit for the
outfit for
first
the
time?
first time. Oh my goodness, yes. So I'm going to take you all back to how it began because for me it was a little rough. And this just goes to the genius of Rhea. You all, I have to say, I was dragging my feet. I had a little bit of, self-conscious. I don't see what Rhea sees. And so trusting your stylist and having a stylist to that point, to her point, that knows you and says, this is going to look good on you. When have y'all ever seen me with a shoulder out? Like we had to go get undergarments. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Yes. Even like anything that's a little bit figure fitting, because I'm always nervous about, being too revealing. But so here's what Rhea did. She started sending me some links. She was like, I want you to get a couple of dresses, try them on. I'll send you a link and we can do a virtual try on. Did I do it? No. Bad Maggie. She checked in on me a few days later. She was like, how are we with the dresses? And I was like, well, she was like, we're running out of time. She said, we're going to order, I will order them and I'm
Mhm.
going to meet you at the store to try them on. So I'm going to pull up some pictures of me going to Dillard's looking crazy and how Rhea transformed me. And while I pull this up, Rhea, why don't you tell them a little bit about how you support in person and virtually?
Got you. So virtual is just, I mean, it's been a godsend. I know a lot of people are probably sick of the virtual try on, but it's super enlightening because you're able to show me what you have in your closet, right? You're right there, you're in your own space. So it helps me really narrow down some options for you because a lot of times people don't want to buy an entire new outfit. And a lot of times you don't need to buy an entire new outfit. You may have the shoes and the handbag. And you may have the accessories. And really, what we're looking for is a new dress or a new tuxedo or a new suit or just a really, new separates that we really want to bring alive. And really help, show your personality. Because once again, when you're curating looks, and not just for fancy looks. We know we're talking about special occasion right now, but even if you're just putting on jeans and you're like, okay, I like jeans and I like a little, white t-shirt and I like my little motorcycle jacket, then you can think about if that is your look, that's your little, casual chic look. That can be something you want to make sure that the jeans fit, not too big, not too small. It's those little details because people are gonna really, you're actually gonna be able to build more credibility. When people say, "Hey, I have attention to detail. That's one of my strong suits." Okay, let me check out what you have on. And it's not about do I like it or do I think it's the right color. It's not about any of those things. Has he or she taken the time to polish their shoes? Check out their belts. Do the pants fit? Those types of things. And those are like nonverbal cues that could give people pause about whether or not you're the person for them for whatever service. And is it fair? Not really, but that's really how things work because people are visual. Because you could be the best accountant that there is, but if you seem sloppy, right, in your appearance, then people are going to be like, I'm not sure if I want he or she to be working with my taxes and my bookkeeping and so on and so forth, right? It's just something to consider. So it's not about brand. So I don't want people to get caught up in it's got to be some, designer X, Y, and Z. It's not even about that. You could pick something up from the Goodwill and, pay $4 for it and then take it to a tailor and pay $10 to have it tailored to your figure, and that's going to just speak volumes about how you've prepared, just like you've prepared for maybe your education. You put a lot of time and energy in getting your degree, and you prepared for your spouse, and you prepared for your children, and you prepared to purchase a home. It's the same concept, really. How are you preparing yourself visually, right, to attract the right people to you so that you can leverage your influence to get to where you're trying to get to? That's really what it's all about.
Oh my goodness, so much good content there. I want to unpack a little bit. You talked about that attention to detail. And, we've all heard the term, the devil is in the details, but you're right. I mean, I think the human eye, we just used to scanning kind of up and down. And if something's, off of symmetry or whatnot, you just kind of, focus on that. You also talked about fit. And I know this is a little bit of a how do I say, like when you're a little bit nervous about something, I've been on a health and wellness journey.
Sure.
Obviously
Yes.
Rhea supports us at different sizes, but one of the
Right.
things I remember you talked about when you were helping me style is everybody needs some type of shapewear. When I showed up and Rhea had this dress on the hanger, y'all, I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, who is that, and how am I going to wear it? And it came together so well. And then you were like, bring the clutch, bring the shoes. I'm gonna give you jewels. I'm gonna give you a stole. You came
Yes.
with a box, and I was just like, "What is all of this?" Can you talk a little bit about how the details make even a simple red dress so much more amazing?
Got you. Because we had an abbreviated opportunity to find the right dress for you. I was like, ooh, so we're choosing Dillard's, which is an amazing store. We love Dillard's. But maybe 10,000 people in America own that dress. Hopefully they weren't showing up at her event, but we didn't know. So just in case they did, for me, I'm biased. I'm all about the accessories because that's really how you curate ready to wear, which means anything that you can just buy in a store or online, ready to wear. This is how you curate it and make it your own. So in my mind, I was like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do mixed metals with this look, right? We're not gonna do cliche red, so on and so forth. I was like, let's do turquoise for a pop of color. Boom, boom, boom. And then it was about your silver and your gold, some bangles, and then some very flirty. And I know you were like, oh, I'm not sure about these earrings, but these earrings are amazing. So we put those earrings on. And it really just, to me, it just came together And I was so pleased. I was so happy with how you looked, and not even just like how you look, it's like how you walked into the space. I said, oh, she's good. So whatever happened that evening, like she was floating, you were floating across the floor. And then, like I said, just with your personality and with your charm, I said, those, you know, those, you had those people eating out of your hand. I was already secure in all of those things. So super, you know, super thankful. I want to give a shout out to our makeup artist. So I was able to find someone on Instagram to do your makeup, to make sure they're in the right neighborhood, make sure they had the right quality of service. So appreciate that so much. So this is just something I want to mention for just people on Instagram. People look for people on Instagram in order to hire them, right? In order to make money. So make sure your profile is super clear and you've got pictures from this year, this month, and you know, content, because people are searching, right, for people to connect with. So in New York, so now I know her, you know, we've met her. She'll be on my list, right, of people that I would connect with personally if I was going to New York, or if any of my, you know, other potential clients are going to that space. So now I feel comfortable. So it's really important to make sure you have your profile together. Let us know what you do, where you are, so that you know people can find you, right? You want to find your tribe, find the people that are going to be drawn to you, right? That's what you want. That's the engagement and that's the connection that we're all really looking for in life and obviously on the internet, right? You know, connecting and, you know, defining our brand. So it's important to be yourself so that you attract the right people, but know that there is one more than one look to you.
Yeah, that is so important. So I'll pull it up and thank you, the rain effect. And you all don't let Rhea fool you. She made all of this happen. When I tell you, she said you have to do something different with your hair. When you're wearing a gown or going to an event, you can't do the same look that you have every day. She said, because you all know me, like, why not? She said, you have to get professional makeup done. I'm like, I'm going to New York. Rhea searched the area where my event and Airbnb was going to be and found and booked for me the makeup artist. So shout out to the rain effect. I'll pull it up. And this is part of the services that she provides. So it takes, she is the dream team, and she's, you know, helping people all over. But yeah, I was showing you all when we arrived at Dillard's, she had this box and I was like, what in the world is this? And she came ready to go. So maybe you can talk a little bit about why going all the way with professional makeup and a
Right,
different
right.
hairstyle is important. And I'll pull up the pictures.
Got you. I think for this particular event, like I said, once you send it to me, you was like, hey, it's YouTube, right? Sponsored by YouTube, right? So I was like, okay, she's going to be in a space, in an environment. She's flying across America. That's effort and time and energy and resources that you're putting in. So I said it's super important for her to show up as her best self. I personally don't know who's going to be in there, but whoever is in there, I need them to feel compelled to come meet you, to connect the dots, right? There's Rain Effect, right? Your makeup artist, beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, she did a great job too.
Yes, y'all, I couldn't have done any of this stuff. And I mean,
Great job.
I felt like myself, but a more glamorous version of myself. So we got some questions coming in the chat.
Okay,
Definitely, if you all have questions for Rhea, she is the real deal. She is a professional stylist. I have linked her website in the description, Papierdoll Factory. So Dosis of Alexis is asking, can we wear gowns for graduation?
Ooh. Graduate, or are you attending?
I think Alexis, if I believe I know this Alexis, she's
Okay,
actually coming to the finishing school
okay, okay,
graduation. So
okay. Ooh, I'm a fan of extra. So you asked the wrong person if you like. I'm all about extra. So I would say absolutely. If that's what you're feeling, like you have gone through the painstaking task of learning and developing yourself, you know what I mean, and stretching yourself and changing your mindset and so on and so forth. Absolutely wear a gown. And I'm gonna say wear a color. Don't wear black or white. Wear a color.
So yes, let's talk about color because Rhea
Yes.
sent me multiple options, you all, red, green, and blue. And we all love the off the shoulder so much that I went back and bought the same dress. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is the blue version of the dress because I have my 25 year college reunion this spring, my silver anniversary, and my school colors are blue. So you all will see that again. And
Yes.
Rhea, you can talk about maybe how to accessorize. You said maybe you can talk about some of the staples. Like you told me, these gold shoes will work with many things. This clutch that I have will work with many things. And then, of course, everybody loved your stole. So, when should you reuse and when should you change it up?
Ooh, wow. I think for a budget conscious fashion show, which I consider myself, I think it's important to have the metal shoes, so gold or silver, and it depends on your undertones, which one is going to be more flattering. For you in particular, it's gold. For me, it's gold as well, but it could be silver or it could be rose gold, could be someone in between. So you want to have a metal shoe and a metal bag, and then you want to have nude shoes and nude for you, the nude color that matches the skin that the Lord gave you. Okay, not just nude that's in the store, someone else's nude. So I'm being particular, and I'm saying this on purpose because the nude shoe you can wear with purple, green, orange, yellow, doesn't even matter. And what it does, it elongates your silhouette, your frame, having the nude shoe. The metal shoe, sometimes you'll see it, sometimes you won't, but it really grounds you and you know you're matching, right? So you're not like stressed out, like, oh, is this the right, is this the right look? Should I have a colored shoe? Kind of what we did way back in the 80s and in the early 90s. People would like dye their shoes to match your dress. You don't need to do that. You need a metal, pump, and or sandal, or nude for you. And then, the handbags you can switch out. Just depends on what's going on. So if I had a white dress, let's say if I had a white dress exactly like your red dress, I could wear that in Mexico for dinner, right? But my bag would not be the gold fancy bag. It'd probably be seashells by the seashore with some beads, right? So it brings it down, right? Still glamorous and nice. And I might have no shoes on. You can take it, do your little photos on the beach or whatever it is you're trying to do, or something fancy, for a fancy dinner if you're, out with your, significant other, that kind of thing. But it's like it's important to be able to remix. For me, it's important for me to be able to say, you know what, that red dress, wear that. Put some flip flops on, or put some tennis shoes on, and walk through Paris with that
See,
same
and that's what
dress.
I love. I mean, the mind of an actual stylist, y'all. This is not my area of expertise, so I am just in awe. Erin Laura says, "Good evening, Maggie in class. Is Rhea who's been glamming you up when you go places?" Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. This is my stylist. You've got another 30 minutes with Rhea, so ask your questions. She got me glammed up for the YouTube ball. She got me glammed up for the what was it? The was it the Black Girl Digital
Oh
event?
yes, yes, yes.
That was all Rhea, y'all, because I struggle. Rhea's gotten me glammed up. We're former colleagues, and we went to work events at the Coca-Cola Company. She got me glammed up for that. And most importantly, what I love is that Rhea has helped me to understand my personal style, that I actually have a style, what to wear that flatters me, what to avoid. Sometimes I still mess up. So if y'all see me looking crazy, it's not Rhea. But just really understanding why having a personal style is important and the utility of it. You all like this? So yes, I know you had some points that you wanted to share to teach the class. What else do people need to know about events or otherwise?
Okay, really, I think there was like 4 points I really wanted to just kind of hammer home about personal style, because I know a lot of people like it's too much. It's like just too much effort, so on and so forth. I said, but it's super important. Number one is the confidence. Number one is the confidence piece. When you look good, you do good. That's important. That's point number one. Number two, it's about what I talked about earlier, taking up mental real estate in other people's minds. So if I go to a 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. networking event, I make sure that I don't have on black and I don't have on navy. So I'm going to have on a color. I might have this on with some nude shoes, and I'm going to come into a room and they're going to say, who is that young lady with the turquoise on? and the rock star earrings, right? Doing too much. But they're gonna say, who is that, right? So even is so once again, it draws people to me and they say, oh, I like your shoes, I like your hair, I like your earrings, blah, blah, blah. So now we're having an organic conversation. It's less about what do you do? What do I do? What can we do together? It's more of an organic conversation, right? So then you can figure out, hey, they live in my neighborhood, or you know what? I just met someone the other day that was looking for a bookkeeper, and now I found you, right? And you seem like a great resource. So that makes you like a conduit. So it's kind of attracts people to you, so that then you can be a blessing, hopefully, to other people. They may be able to help you, but they may be able to help people that you know. And then I think number three, it boosts credibility, right? Once again, it's not about the brands. It doesn't matter if you, I like country music, so I'll wear a cowboy hat, some boots, and some tight pants and feel fine. I'm probably gonna have my jewelry on. Probably gonna have Papierdoll Factory jewelry and accessories on. But that is like my brand. It boosts credibility. It says this person spent time and energy on this look. So they're gonna spend time and energy on this relationship. And who doesn't want that? We'll do a pause right there. And then once again, we're going to reiterate the fact that it demonstrates that you do pay attention to details. And in relation to some of the subject matter you talk about, femininity, people want that. People want to be seen and not viewed.
That is so good. So, my takeaways, number one was confidence. Number two was an organic conversation. Number three was your credibility. And then number four was the, what was the number?
Demonstrating your
your
attention to
attention to
detail.
detail.
Attention to details.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I love that you shared with us last time, I know I'm a social butterfly, but not everybody
Sure,
is.
sure.
Sure.
So, for anyone who struggles having a conversation, you talked about how having a statement piece or something that's a little bit unique will have people, like you say, notice you and have it may be easier for you to have a conversation because it's authentic. What did you have to say about that?
I said, so what's probably interesting about me is I am an introvert. That's the truth. That's the truth. I could not talk to people and feel fine, right? I could feel fine. But obviously, it's like I want to be connected with people, but it's more. I had to put more effort into doing it. So I was like, ooh, networking. That just sounds like a death sentence to me. So I was like, so how can I make this work to me? Instead of being like, hey, hi, my name is Rhea. This is what I do. X, Y, and Z. It's like, how can I make this work for me? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use my physical presence as a tool to attract people to me so they speak to me first. And it's not going to be about, business. It's not going to be about profession. It's going to be an organic conversation. Hey, girl, I love your handbag, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yes, I got it in the Seychelles Islands. So now we can have a whole conversation about my trip to the Seychelles Islands, right? And now I'm going to remember her and she's going to remember me, right? It's about
About
building those
build.
organic, real connections. So it's not even like I said, it makes it to me, it's easier. It's easier because number one, people come speak to me first. And then the subject matter is something that I want to talk about anyway. Right? That I
Right.
feel
That I feel
comfortable.
comfortable.
Like I feel
I
safe.
feel safe.
Absolutely. And that comfort, one of the things, and I know this is just my ignorance, but when I would look at dressing up or putting effort into being stylish,
Okay.
in my mind, it has to be uncomfortable. But one of the things that we did, and you all have to know this, so Rhea not only picked these dresses out for me, had multiples for me to try on, brought the accessories that I needed, and then, because nobody's body is perfect, after we got the dress, we went downstairs in Dillard's and I got undergarment fitting, proper undergarment fitting, so that everything looked the way it was supposed to look. And I know you've talked about that, Rhea. Like you said one time, if you do nothing else, start with the undergarments. You want to share a little bit about why?
I do. I do. Like that is probably, I'm going to say accessories first because I'm biased, but probably technically what's more important is that your undergarments are the right size, right? And the right style for what it is that you're trying to wear. So I think it's super important for people to say, ooh, I've only got $100 or maybe $200, to help refine my outfit at this, my wardrobe, my style at this point. I would say let's invest in undergarments, because whatever you have going on in your wardrobe is going to lay better. You're going to feel more confident, right? It's just going to give you a different look and feel. So if you're just like, ooh, I've got limited resources, can't go out and buy new shoes and a new handbag and purse or whatever, whatever, cool. Then we need to get some undergarments. That needs to be number one on the list. And then you're going to be able to see for yourself, ooh, is this the right size blouse or is this two sizes too big? Might be a size or two too big, which happens more often than not, right? So it's like you want to be, is it, so then it helps you become familiar with your own frame, your own body. Like you can visually see something and that not be really what's going on, right? So it helps. So I think undergarments is probably number one. If you're just like, I have limited resources, I'm going to say, let's go and get some new undergarments. And then we're going to try to, remix what you have in your closet in current state. So then you can start to become more comfortable, in your frame.
Yeah, that is so true. And it was so helpful when you told me that it doesn't matter if someone's a size 0 or a size
Zero.
2. Nobody is a perfect hourglass. And so that's why I wanted to share this with you all. We literally went and got, proper undergarments for me. I had never worn anything with the shoulder out. So I had to get the right type of undergarments that you could remove the strap so it wasn't looking crazy. And I had to make sure I was representing Paper Doll Factory well. Speaking of Paper Doll Factory and statement pieces, Lisa has a comment here. She says, I think statement pieces show confidence. I'm wearing actually something that you would like, Rhea, the leopard print Rothy's, which is not my style. But what do you say about statement pieces and confidence?
Look, statement pieces is what Paper Dot Factory is all about. Once again, it does exude confidence. It's like, ooh, I have the confidence to wear a piece that someone's going to ask me about, and then I'm going to feel comfortable enough. Ooh, the starburst, right? Having the conversation like, this is where I got it. What do you think about it? And it's a small gesture. I feel like it's a small gesture. You don't have to do everything at one time, but it's a small gesture that says, hey, I came out to this event, or I'm here walking around, and I feel, confident in myself, and people are drawn to that. I think, I know we talk, the world talks about confidence, like you have to get self-confident, you have to love yourself. You do need to love yourself, but it's a process. It's a process to really get there. And it's not about the actual piece, the iconography, the actual ring, or the actual, it's really more about, do I like who I am? And when you like who you are, the right people are going to be drawn to you, right? So this is just like a little, like a firefly. So if you're like a young person, you were outside, you would be like drawn to the light, right? You're drawn to the light. So those statement pieces are going to be the light that certain people are going to be drawn to, and those are probably your people.
Yes, I love that. And Lisa says that she's a jewelry girl and she loves the pieces. I know Paper Doll Factory has all of these unique pieces. In addition to that, Rhea is like a real-time professional stylist. Clearly, she helped me get it together. I love what Alexis says here. She says, even being younger, undergarments have elevated her everyday clothes. Can you talk about that, Rhea? I know we had to have this conversation, but we got undergarments for this event, but even for your everyday clothes, can you talk about the importance of having proper undergarments?
Absolutely. I want to say proper undergarments is probably going to indicate that you're wearing a size or two, maybe too big. Maybe too big, maybe too big. And a lot of people wear bigger clothes, and sometimes it's subconscious, I think. Sometimes they wear bigger clothes because they're trying to hide. I'm not a fan of hiding, right? I'm not a fan, I'm not a fan of hiding. I don't want anyone to feel as though. So it bothers me that people feel as though they need to hide or dim their light. I'm just not with it, right? I'm just not with that whole that whole concept. So, like I said, the undergarments just under your jeans, right? I think it'll help you visualize how you really look. It'll give you like a picture, like, ooh, visually I can see myself in the mirror. This is what I really look like. So I really wear size 8. I don't wear size 12. So I should probably try to purchase some items that are in size 8. And I should try to learn how to get comfortable seeing myself. Seeing myself, not other people. We're not worried about how other people are viewing us. Get comfortable seeing ourselves and be like, I look good and I feel good, right? Especially, I mean, weight goes up and down. That's just ebbs and tides, right? A part of life. But during that entire process, you want to make sure that you've got the undergarments, you put jeans on. Like I said, nothing has to be fancy per se. I know today we're talking about special events, but undergarments are for every day. Every day. Every day.
Speaking of that, we've got someone very special in the chat. Shout out to Katrinda McQueen. We know her for many, many years, also part of the Coca Cola family. But yes, so I want to ask maybe not so much a style question, but a confidence question, because I know you talked about that. But for those of us who don't feel glamorous, I know I struggle with this. Like, I always kind of see myself as just kind of simple, small town girl, not bad, but I remember working with you and you were like, I'm supposed to be on the runway. I don't feel that way about myself. But when you put me together and I, stepped out of there and I was like, who is
You were
that?
on the runway. You were
I was
emerging. You were on
so
the emerging.
is it just practice, or how can you help those of us that might be a little self-conscious? Do you just have to do it, or how can you help?
I think you do have to just do it. Like you have to like, okay, and say it may not be like a life or death moment, like, ooh, I have to show up at this event or my career is over. Not that kind of thing, but you really do have to learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. To me, and I've known you for years, I'm like, this is Maggie, right? This is Maggie right here, but that also is Maggie. That's Maggie in a different setting, right? Maggie for the consumers, the people who are like, oh, I'm drawn to this particular brand, I'm drawn to this person, I'm drawn to this energy. Those same people are drawn to you when you have the red dress on or you have the apron on and you're in the kitchen. Same people, same energy, same dopeness, right? It's just a different aesthetic. To me, for you, it's going to be helpful for you if you're just like, oh, at some point, a large brand may come to you and say, "Hey, we'd love for you to be a model for X, Y, and Z." Right? You're not going to wear these gowns in your videos where you're cooking per se, but it's important for consumers or potential companies to kind of see you in a different light so they can be like, oh yes, I can see how she connects to this brand, right? I see how what she does already. So we're not trying to make you do anything different, but we're trying to see that she and all of her magic and uniqueness connect to our brand. And hopefully in some instances the answer is going to be yes, right? You're not going to fit everywhere, and we don't want to fit everywhere. We want to fit where we're supposed to fit. So I think once again, curating your personal brand, being comfortable saying, okay, this is the everyday Maggie. But guess what? There's 75 different scenarios in which Maggie will potentially see herself in. She's going to be on a date. She's going to be with girlfriends at brunch. She's going to be on vacation, right? She's going to be creating content. She's going to be collaborating with potential, big businesses. And she's got to figure out how to dress appropriately in all of those settings, right? So that she shows up as her best self, and then the people in those environments are drawn to you. The right people. Let me say that. Not all the people, just the right people.
I love that. So, as we wind this down, and again, if you all have any style questions for Rhea, maybe you have an event coming up. We're coming out of winter. Maybe you have reunions or graduations, Mother's Day, anything coming up. Now is your time because Rhea definitely, her schedule is packed, and I'm so glad that she's here to kind of explain how she transformed me. So, you all can see there's a lot of thought put into this and different things that you can do so that you show up as the best version of yourself, probably even a version better than you thought of. But Rhea, maybe you can talk a little bit about the services that you provide in person and virtual. I know you travel. You're kind of, how can people work with you?
Gotcha. Great. So obviously I've got website, papierdollfactory.com, and it's Papierdoll. And that's just for the trademark. Nothing funny with the pronunciation. But obviously Instagram, social media, so you can connect with me there. That's probably the quickest way to connect with me. And then if you're not in the Atlanta area, we can schedule a virtual session. So the first session is just really about me getting to know you. I want to know about your life, how you move, where you go, who you hang out with, the things that you do, so that I can really help you, select an outfit that I know that you're going to feel comfortable in. And it's still going to kind of push the envelope a little bit and push you over into a little, a new zone, um, and a different way for you to view yourself. So that's the other thing I think you mentioned earlier, Maggie, is we all do. We all look in the mirror and we see something. But when you go outside, the rest of the world, they see something else. It's not the same thing, right? So for me as the stylist, I'm the outside person. So I'm bringing the information to you so that you show up how people see you, not how you see yourself. Because you're not out here on the planet by yourself. You're out here on the planet to connect with other people.
That is so good, the way we view ourselves versus others. So, Alexis has a question. She says, what are some better quality items that anyone can start with? Just some everyday items. Do you have I don't know if you have a checklist or if someone's just getting started, you need these things in your capsule?
Okay, let's start quickly. You need denim jeans, dark wash, preferably not with orange stitching. Better if the stitching is the same color as the jean, just being particular. Once again, it's a little attention to detail. So some well-fitting jeans, white, black, um, I'm gonna say like a taupe kind of color, and maybe a chocolate, depending on your skin color. So some basic tops. If you're into leather, faux leather, it could be a skirt, maybe pencil skirt, maybe pants, maybe some shorts. Because some people are short averse. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't want to wear shorts. I'd rather wear a skirt." So either way, shorts, but having like a denim jacket, and it could be cropped or not, depending on your frame and your silhouette, what body type you have. Everybody needs a trench coat, and it can be light, not heavy, not like Chicago winter heavy. It could be something light. So that's something that you can kind of mix and match. Having dark pants, and I'm saying dark, I'm not saying black. I'm saying navy or chocolate, depending on your skin type. It'll be something I recommend because it's just softer and it's just a little more inviting. Black is just harsh, and I know people love black. They're like, black matches everything. And black looks great in person. So if I saw you at an event and you had a beautiful black gown on at the gala, I'd be like, you look good. But if we all took a picture and all of us had black on, and then Maggie had on the red with the little with the faux fur stole, no one's gonna see any of us in the black dress. They're only gonna see Maggie in the red dress with the stole.
Such a good question. Okay, we've got such a good answer. We've got a couple more questions
Okay.
coming in.
Okay.
David, I see your question, but speaking of black, I'm going to come to you, David. Lisa says, when do you like black dresses? I love them because I like to dress them up with jewelry, etc., for evening events. So when would it be appropriate?
Ooh, I'm trying to see. I can't really see her on the screen. I I'm okay if black, if it's an event and the event is like everybody just wear black because the birthday girl's wearing pink or whatever, right? That kind of thing. So if it's a themed event, I think it is fine if it's a, if I was hosting, let's say, a dinner party at my house, I would be okay wearing black or all chocolate or just some kind of monochromatic outfit. Because once again, I want to be comfortable in my home. I want to look together, put together, but I still want to look comfortable. Um, as long as you're in an environment where you're not trying to get noticed, because if you're at your house and you're at a dinner party, you know everybody there anyway, right? So you're not worried about it. But I do think there's something about, and even if you do, if you're just like, I'm just a black fan, I know a lot of my friend, a lot of my clients are just like black, black. I was like, okay, then let's accessorize. Let's put some turquoise with it. Let's put some yellow with it, right? Right, like let's put something. There's a pop of color, so that you're not, that you don't seem like you're drowning in just black. Black looks great in person, not in pictures or video. It just doesn't do the thing. And that's not Rhea saying that. That's Iman, the supermodel. I read her book and I was like, but she's not wrong. You know what I mean? Like she's not wrong. Not saying you need to have feathers and be super extra, but even if you had a chocolate dress on with that turquoise, like the turquoise ring that you had on and like some earrings, right? So that's more subdued. You're still feeling comfortable in your silhouette. You still feel covered, right? You still feel secure, but it's just softer and it makes you more inviting. People are more likely to come and talk to you if you've got softer hues on your skin.
Such a good point. And I love what you said about black looking good in person and not necessarily on screen. So Lisa is from the picture, Caucasian with blonde hair. And I've heard
Okay.
that the black may be a little harsh if you're fairer skin. So that's
Yes.
definitely good to know. So we've got David Hunt in the house. He has a question. I know you style men as well, Rhea. He says, what would you say to a dude that loves to wear jeans everywhere? Like everywhere, everywhere. Church, weddings, funerals, graduations, jeans.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, David, let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. I like jeans. I like ripped up jeans in particular. But if I'm showing up to someone's wedding, I'm not going to wear jeans, even if I want to wear jeans, right? I might, I'll give you an example. There might be an opportunity for you to wear slacks, button down shirt, depending on if it's outdoor, just like there's a couple of variables. But maybe tennis shoes, maybe some fancy Jordans or something, right? But I would dress up the actual outfit, and if the whole point is for you to be like, "Ooh, I like jeans because I feel comfortable," then we'll find some slacks for you and a button-down shirt in order for you to look more chic and then still have the casual feel for your feet, so your feet are not hurting. If you're dancing or whatever's going on, or if it's a 12-hour day, which weddings tend to be like a 12-hour day. So we want you to be comfortable, but I would try to elevate the pants. I like denim. I wear jeans, I'm gonna say 4 times a week, probably different styles or whatever. But I'm with you with, I love denim, but denim is not going to do what I need to do. Especially David, if you're not married. I don't know if you're married or not, but if you're going to a wedding, that's a good place to maybe meet some young lady who would be interested in being married too, and she wants to be able to see her husband can put on slacks so that we can go to Paris and have the cute pictures and eat fancy foods or go to Dubai. That the husband has that range, right? There's some depth to him. He's like, oh yeah, I can put on a tuxedo, once or twice a year or whatever for New Year's. Maybe not every day, but like you have that, you're available for that you're open to that. That's attractive. Hope that
I
helps.
love it. He says happily married, but still, that's good to know, David. You
Okay.
can you can adjust the denim,
You can
but
adjust.
there may be an occasion. All right, so I see a question from Mother J's caregiver, and then I'll do the last question. So Mother J has an interesting question. She says, I am dark complexion and bald headed. I use scarves to wrap my head and wear hats. Have you ever used or heard of people using henna art on a bald head?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I think I like it. For certain people, you have to have a certain kind of sway to kind of pull that off. And what I mean is more bohemian, kind of like a bohemian thing going on, right? Like a Tracy Chapman, like a little, just like a different kind of vibe, right? I think we can all put henna on, but are we, is henna going to be wearing us, or are we going to be wearing henna, right? So I think that is awesome. But I do love a good turban. I'm a fan of turbans. I wear a turban, winter hats. I think they're very chic. I think they're very regal. To be honest with you, it gives you like a regal look because it's like, oh, this is my crown, right? And then you can put on your accessories or whatever, and then it's really about your face, right? It's about your face, about your face. It's like, look at my face. I am a goddess. What are you regular people doing? Whatever, right? So I love that. So yes,
Yes,
I love the
I
hats and the head wrap, and I have heard of henna. But it's, to me, the people that I've seen pull it off kind of have that Erica Badu. It's just like there's like a little something different going on with them, a more eccentric kind of vibe. It's dope. That's what you got going on. I don't have that, but if you
But
have
you
it,
have
let's
I don't
go.
have it either. And but see, this is what I absolutely love, y'all. And hopefully you all can see the value of working with someone who does this for real. Even though, Rhea may not have that, she can help you achieve that look. She can help me achieve my, kindergarten teacher kind of look as well as for an event. So I guess last question from me as we close out. Any faux pas, any mistakes, anything that you see people trying to do that whatever you do, don't do this. Any tips? And then we'll wrap it up.
I'm gonna say no. There's no kind of carte blanche. There's no like, don't do this. If you don't do this, you're winning. I'm gonna say no. It depends on who you are, how you move, where you're trying to get to. It could be like, I'm here right now, but my aspiration is to be here. So I'm gonna say, okay, so let's dress aspirationally, right? Or I'm comfortable where I am. And really what I'm looking to accomplish is I've got a circle, I've got a great circle, and I'm trying to have more influence on the circle. So sometimes it's small little tweaks on how you dress, how you just really how you present yourself. You want to be the HOA president. You want to be the PTA president. It's all about influence. Like you've got, talents to offer the world, right? So we all have those things, which are great and wonderful. But in order to leverage those talents, people have to let you in. And this is just the style way, the visual is just, to me, easy. I know it's not easy for everyone, but to me, an easy way um for you to really set yourself apart, right? We're all unique, right? um and you need to be, or get to a place where you're comfortable in your uniqueness, and you know that, hey, no matter where I go, if I go to Hollywood, if I go to Dubai, if I go to a village in Vietnam, I'm going to be myself, but I'm also going to represent my family, my brand, whoever it is, whoever it is, it is that you call yourself representing, because it's super important, because you're connected to so many people, your children, your mother, your spouse, your siblings. You represent so much. Maybe you feel like it's just you, but it's not just you. You represent so much. So I want you to feel powerful and feel like you deserve, right? um to take care of yourself and to present your best self forward.
Well, on that note, you all, I have to say thank you so much, Rhea, again for rescuing me from myself. I cannot do what you do. And the vision that you have, the way that you execute, working with you is an absolute pleasure, even though I know I'm difficult because I'm stubborn and I'm slow. But I thank you. Mother J is asking about your packages. I know you have all your information on your website. Just let people know if they want to work with you virtually or in person, what's the best way to find out about your services?
Got you.
Got you.
The quickest way to connect with me is really going to be on my Instagram page, because I'm on there all day long. So Paper Doll Factory, and that's Papierdoll Factory. Just send me a message, and it's really me, right? So I'm going to be responding to the messages. And then I'll probably send you a calendar invite. And then I'll probably send you a short assessment, maybe 10 questions to just really kind of give me an opportunity to, as I tell people, I just want to stalk your social media pages and kind of just see how you move. What are the things, where do you go? What are the things that you highlight? So it just gives me a little bit more insight. So then I know the right questions to ask when we actually connect. And then we move forward from there.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you all have your evening. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes.
Yes, Rhea's links, whether you're watching live or the replay, her link is in the description. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Nurse G. Thank you, Erin Laura. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for
Thank
participating.
you. Yes, yes.
And I'm sure this won't be the last time because I'm sure there's another event one day in my future. And
Yes,
I
yes.
look forward to working together again. So, all right, everybody, until the next time, we will let you have your evening.
All right. Thank
Goodbye.
you so much, Maggie. Bye bye. All right. Thank you.